Sorry about that. You guys got me now?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on a friend's laptop, so I'm not actually home right now. But hi, everyone. It's
You just muted yourself, Jack.
unmute. Are we good now? Can you hear me? I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's really nice to, given that we're on break, just a few things about me. On campus, I'm involved in a number of things. I'm also involved heavily in the ROTC program. I'm actually contracted with the Army, and I will commission as a second lieutenant upon graduation. Something that I plan to do with that is I'm very interested, and I'm currently in the application process of becoming a judge advocate general for the Army, which is essentially an attorney for the United States Army. So in doing that, I'm also involved on campus in the law and policy program and a number of other groups on campus of that nature. So my goals are pretty simple. I know coming into the new semester, it can be kind of rocky in the transition. My goals are simply to bridge that transition as smoothly as possible, uphold all of the duties that are mine, that are outlined in the Constitution, interpret the Constitution to the best of my abilities, because that Constitution has made Allegheny student government as great as it's been for so many years. So as I said, I look forward to getting to know all of you guys and working closely with you guys in the coming months. So with that, I think that's everything that I have about me. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask.
Is there any questions or comments? If not, we do need a motion.
Motion to elect Jack as Attorney General.
Is there a second?
I second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Any abstentions? Oh, Emma, what'd you say? Hold on 1 second.
Oh, I just wanted to clarify, we need 2/3 of the Senate to vote in favor.
Can we vote by attendance? So like by calling names?
Sure. Okay. So I have a list of who's here. So I'm gonna go by who I have. So Tyler,
Yes.
Kyrie,
No.
Emily,
Yes.
George,
Yes.
Kristen,
Yes.
Olivia,
No.
Bridget,
No.
Nicholas,
Yes.
Payne,
Yes.
Grace,
Here.
it's if you vote yes on Jack being Attorney General, Grace.
Oh, yes.
India,
Yes.
Jasmine,
Yes.
and did I miss anyone else? If I did, please put an asterisk on the chat. Suzanne,
Yes.
Andy,
No.
Lucas,
Nay.
okay. Is that everyone? Alrighty. That's 2/3. Thank you, Jenna. I appreciate that. Okay. So is there any abstentions? Okay, so that passes. Thank you once again for everyone coming out. Is there any cabinet members who would like for any, well, to have any comments or anything they would like to say?
I was gonna say, can I swear in Jack right now?
Yeah, I don't see why that's not an issue.
Since the Senate approved the vote, Bree, before you said it. Bree, go ahead.
Can we afford the individuals that said no the opportunity to like tell us a little bit why they said no? I just want to make sure that their voices are heard because there were 5, which is 1/3 of the Senate present, which means that 1/3 of the Senate said no. And even though 2/3 said yes, I would like to make sure that the 1/3 that said no was represented.
For all those who said no, would you like to provide a comment on to why you said no?
So I think the class of 2023 were the people who said no. I don't personally have a lot against Jack. I mean, I'm sure you're great. We just had a little bit of a problem because we know that we know of the other candidates that were up for this position, and we just believe that some of the other candidates didn't receive enough consideration for this position. So that is why we voted no, and we believe that some of them just deserve a little bit more consideration.
We also thought that the reasoning behind why certain candidates were told no was really not that fair, honestly.
Abdi?
Before I speak, is there any other comments?
Before we move on, I think maybe it would be good for us, at least Emma, Noah, Abdi, and myself, as to say why we wanted Jack. At least I know for my sake, I was very impressed with Jack. While watching his interview, he was someone that was very impressive. I understand that there is, what's the word? Concerns as to why other people weren't picked. And it's not that they didn't qualify, of course they did, and it was a very difficult decision to make. We did discuss this quite a bit, but we just made the decision together to kind of go with Jack. So does anyone else would like to say something? Abdi?
Speaking along that, in terms of for the people who are concerned about consideration, we considered everyone at a very, high level. It was a hard decision. It wasn't just like, oh, he was the number 1 pick. We considered everyone on the basis, that we kind of went along with. And, Jack was best candidate with the current position, with the current situation that was going on. And once again, it wasn't an easy decision. Picking Jack, but I believe we sent everyone an email for the candidates that applied for the position. We sent everyone an email on why we chose them. That email was sent personally to them, and you could go and kind of talk to them and kind of go along and see what the email said. I will not, kind of discuss this out in GA, but there were reasons as to why, and we kind of followed up with everyone to kind of offer them a position in ASG. We didn't write anyone off. We thought they were best suited off, for other positions that were available that could help, better help this transition. And I just wanted to remind everyone, we are a very unprecedented situation. dealing with COVID and everything. And we took all those points into consideration when picking this position. It wasn't a very easy choice.
Bree.
Abdi answered my question. Thank you.
Okay. Does anyone else have questions or comments? If not, Abdi. Oh, Kristen, you could go ahead.
Hi, real quick. So I'm from the class of 2024, and I feel like there's a lot of backlash with this candidate. I don't know who the other candidates were, and I don't really know Jack, but I think he's good, and I think he's a good pick.
Jenna.
Actually, I have a question for you, Jack. Are you familiar with Robert's rules, or are you still kind of like getting familiar with it?
So yeah, that's actually something I wanted to mention. So since hearing that Abdi and Patricia had selected me, we've kind of, well, I personally have dove kind of headfirst into gaining an understanding on that. So kind of already beginning to work a little bit with Noah, just discussing, not necessarily work, but just having general discussion about the flow of things. I attended our last, or I think the last GA, watched how things went. I've been watching some recordings of meetings and reviewing the Constitution. So just doing everything I can. So to answer your question, I have never had true experience in utilizing Robert's rules, but I've been doing everything in my best efforts to gain an understanding of them and all of the other duties that come along with this position, not just necessarily making sure that those are utilized properly.
Okay, Emma.
Just like from a standpoint regarding how ASG works, I just want to remind everyone that no ASG position, even the president, is permanent. So at the end of the spring, the president will have a new vice president, and if he wants to, Jack is more than welcome to apply for the attorney general position again and go for a second term. But if he's really not the right pick, the president and vice president-elect will show that, and they'll elect or appoint someone new. So I will say that as someone who watched all of the interviews, all of the candidates who we saw were extremely talented in interview skills. They interviewed way better than I ever could had I applied to the role. So if there are any candidates who are watching like a recording of this meeting and are thinking about trying for attorney general at the end of this semester, or the spring semester, or in a future year, I highly encourage you to do so because kick butt interviews. So again, no position is permanent, and I can't say that there weren't any bad choices, is what I'm saying. Oh, as a follow-up, thank you to those who decided. It's never easy being in the minority. So
Okay, is anyone else? If not, Abdi, you could go ahead and swear in Jack.
Okay, Jack, you just have to repeat after me. It won't be long. So it'll be, I state your name.
I, Jack Parker,
Attorney General of Allegheny Student Government,
Attorney General of Allegheny Student Government,
do swear to uphold the Constitution of the Allegheny Student Government,
do swear to uphold the Constitution of the Allegheny Student Government.
I should strive to maintain
I should strive to maintain
the quality of, and wherever feasible, improve
and wherever feasible, improve
upon the educational, cultural, and social aspects of the Allegheny College community.
and social aspects of the Allegheny College community.
And there you go. Congratulations. That's all.
Thank you, guys.
And again, yeah, once again, thank you for everyone coming out on 15-minute, 30-minute notice, especially during break. Much appreciated. And thank you for everyone's comments and concerns.
I just wanted to say thank you once again. And Matt, do you have anything to say? I wanted to give you the chance.
I do not. Thank you, Patty. Just a reminder to everybody that Stacy, who manages the ASG finances, will be taking her 2-week furlough in January. So the first 2 full weeks of January. So if you're hearing from constituents about slow responses or things like that, and they're reaching out either directly to Stacy and not hearing back, that's because she can't respond because she's on furlough. So their best bet is to reach out to the finance email or myself or Noah or the ASG email so that somebody at least sees it. Because when we're on furlough, like, we can't even look at our emails. So things are going to be a bit slower. And besides that, if you have anything you're planning for spring semester or just want to talk through stuff about elections, budget, etc., I'm relatively free for the next 2 weeks, and I'm going to be in my apartment every single day with nothing to do. So hit me up because I'm bored. But since you don't have to entertain an old boomer, you can do other things. But Patty, I yield my time back to you.
Okay, thank you. And with that, is there a motion to close off this meeting?
Motion to close.
Second.
All those in favor? All those opposed? Okay, any abstentions? Okay, that passes. Enjoy the holidays.